Okay, what up, people? It's your boy Chig, and you're through to the Chig and Ola Combat Show. And as promised, this is the review of the 248 card that took place last night. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Ola. Say hello to the people, Ola.
What is happening, people? What a fight last night. Like, I'm still buzzing. Everything is kind of, it's a blur, but it's all come back. And yeah, I'm happy to break it down with you guys, man.
Cool. And as promised, and it was very well received, his debut, we had to bring him back for the review, and that's Will. Say hello to the people, Will.
Hello, hi, it's Will again. Thanks for having me again, and hopefully again, it's going to be a great show.
All right, let's get it popping. We're going to really focus on two cards. We ain't going to go on for a huge amount of time, guys. So for those of you watching and you're wondering, oh, what about that fight? What about that fight? We are literally going to concentrate on the co-main. How can we ignore the co-main? And the main event.
The main event, yeah.
So let's talk about the co-main. It's obviously today, for anyone who doesn't know, it is International Women's Day. And how appropriate on International Women's Day to be talking about what might be the best ever, not only women's fight, but one of the best ever MMA fights, full stop, that we've ever seen. Weili Zhang and Joanna threw it down. They really threw it down. And I'll be honest, I'm going to give the floor to Ola, because I ain't going to lie, I thought Joanna would get starched. Ola was the only one batting hard for his girl, Joanna.
Yeah.
And I said this to Ola offline. If I'm being honest, the way I scored it, I thought Joanna won.
Ooh!
If I'm being honest. So go on then, Smug Ola. Let's see what you got.
Bro, you know, I can't lie, yeah. Weili Zhang brought it. She surprised me. And I said in the last show, there's one thing that I didn't know about Weili Zhang. Can she fight in the championship rounds? Because like I said, I'm not going to front and move like I knew Weili Zhang before she knocked out Jessica Andrade. I said that in the last show. She announced herself to me when she held the belt and grabbed the mic and said, "My name is Weili Zhang." I said, "Welcome." So we knew about her. I knew about her then. So, but I only saw her in the first, in that round there with Jessica. So I didn't really. I wanted to see her in real time, and she brought it. Now, my thing, the whole of the the preview was, can people put some respect on Joanna's name? I kept saying that because I just thought the disrespect that she got. Everybody was saying she's getting stashed in the first round. She's gonna get knocked the fuck out. If you heard the commentators yesterday, they were saying, listen, this is the only woman that hung with Shevchenko for 5 rounds. Nobody's been able to do that since Joanna gone. And these are people that in the flyweight division with Shevchenko, they can't even hang with her for 5 rounds. So for her to be able to do that, it's a testament to how good she really is. And for me, I said it to Will earlier on. For me, that was the female version of Colby and Usman, Umano, trade for trade. They went all in. They left everything in the octagon. Like, no, have you ever seen anyone do that? What Zhang faced? Have you ever seen that Zhang? Because when you go back and look at some of her previous fights, as you do on YouTube, you know what I mean? You go and do your YouTube research when you're searching for new players that your club is going to sign. So I didn't know about Zhang. I went back and looked at some of. I haven't really seen anybody cut up Zhang's face like that. I mean, in the second round, her coach literally had to carry her to her corner. She couldn't walk. Her coach literally had to carry her off the ground to the corner. You know, so but shout out to those 2 women.
While you're talking, I want to show you something. Keep going there.
Yeah. So, you know, shout out to those 2 women. Those 2 women really, really brought it. So fitting for the eve of International Women's Day. Going to go down as one of the best female fight. I've watched it about 3 times today, and you know, I'm just yes. But that is a testament to how strong Zhang came with it, but how much of a fighter Joanna is. She could have quit in the third round when she was getting hit in the face. She didn't quit. She carried on. She carried on trading. And you know, this is just something for me.
You were talking about Weili
I
Zhang
just
being
hope
cut
you
up.
earn everybody's respect from this fight. Because I thought people disrespected that leading into this fight.
You were talking about Weili Zhang being cut up. These two pictures were taken 24 hours apart. They don't even look like the same person.
No.
They don't even look like the same person.
Obviously, hematoma is a crazy thing. You can't, you couldn't control the swelling and the way the face turned out. The meme is mad. I love the meme. It just add to the whole spice of the night.
This is the second time that she's had that. This is the second time she's had that hematoma. Yeah. I think this is the second time she's had that.
I just think she's a fantastic fighter. She threw down. She came up with all the combos. Will, what did you think? What did you think of it? How did you see it?
Do you know what? I would have to agree with Chig to say I think Joanna just pipped it. I think, and I've already told you this, Ollie. That's why when Chig said it, I was like, whoa, I can't. He actually, great minds think alike, Chig. Great minds, and all that. Yeah. I thought the same as what I thought. Joanna just pipped it with points. She struck more, was more elusive, was dodging more of the shots. Because if Zhang caught her with a few more of those shots, she'd been in outer space. Because some of the shots that Zhang was missing with, even a man would get knocked out from him. Do you know what I mean? So that's testament to Joanna's toughness. That's testament to Joanna's. Joanna was tough. And the funny thing, what I found in that one was what Joanna said in the end. She actually thought she lost.
Oh yeah. I was surprised by that as well. Like if you ask her about the Rose defeats, she still denies them. Those were to me more comprehensive.
You know what I think? You know what I think that was. You know what I think that was? They just said she's being salty as usual. So I think she just wanted to be greatest in defeat.
No. She really believed, she lost rounds 3, 4, and 5. Because she said I started to slow. She hit me round 3, and I started to really slow down. I know she actually got the better of me round 3, but I thought she won round 3, probably round 4 too. That's why I thought.
Yeah, I thought she won 2, 3, 4. And she didn't let her fight. 5 is a toss-up, you know. Five is a You know, this fight could have gone either way. It's split decision. It could have gone either way. You know, I think obviously the damage to Joanna's head probably with the head strikes that Zhang came with, because she put in a lot of head strikes, and the head strikes that she came with, I think, is what picked it for her. So, and because she's the current champion, so it appeared that she did more damage to Joanna than Joanna actually did to her. But if you look at the fight in the context of the whole fight, I would, when Bruce Buffer was ready to announce, I was saying I knew, you know. But obviously he came out with and still, and I wasn't mad at it because it was such a good fight.
It's one of them ones where it's a toss up, really.
You can't, you really cannot be mad at the result. You know, the fight was so good.
How I saw it was Joanna was point scoring. Zhang wanted to knock her out.
Yes.
That's how I saw it.
Zhang was the heavier hitter, whereas I think Joanna was genuinely quicker. I didn't expect her to be. I expected her to be quicker, but not that quick. She was so quick. Yeah. Every exchange was winning it to me.
Hence my comparison with Usman versus Kobe, because of the heavy hitting and the volume.
Yeah, it was very similar to that. You're right. That's a good comparison. Very good comparison. Yeah.
No. I'll make an exception here. You know me. I like throwing the spanner. I'll make an exception here. Usman's striking is nowhere close to Joanna's.
Goodness.
No, I'm comparing Usman striking to Zhang's with the power.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Colby
is
to
that the way
Joanna.
around? Oh,
That's
Kobe,
how I
Joanna.
understood that.
Joanna is
Oh, okay.
Colby.
Oh, okay.
She's from America top team, don't forget. She's from that same gym, yeah?
Okay.
Get with the program, baby.
True.
You understand?
No. Hang on a minute. Usman's Black Zillions, by the way. Calm down. You should know
I'm
your
just
guy.
saying.
You should know your guy. You should know your guy.
Yeah.
You should know your guy.
Get with the program, man.
You should know your guy.
I'm comparing the opposite people. You're comparing the opposite thing. I'm saying Zhang with Usman with the power and Volume with Colby with Joanna. That's where the comparison ends. And the way they traded, the fight was so similar. Only Usman finished the fight. But this fight went the full distance, which I said it was going to be. I told you guys this fight was not going to end. Obviously, my girl lost, but I knew this fight was going the full distance. It was going to go to
props to Joanna. Full props to Joanna, man, because Joanna was a beast in there. I mean, this only confirms that Joanna will beat everybody again. She'll beat all of them again, because I don't think all of them could beat Zhang, or anybody could do what she did to Zhang. I don't even think Thug Rose could do that, you know.
Nah, Rose beats her again. There's some people just
no.
I
mean, I don't think Rose can beat Zhang.
I don't. But I said that on Friday when we did the preview. I don't think she beats Zhang.
Yeah.
But I think she beats Joanna again, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think Zhang is probably set to rule this division for some time now, I think.
But also, I've got one thing to say. I think Shevchenko destroys Zhang.
Yeah, I think so. Yesterday made me realize, this morning made me realize, that was all I kept thinking.
I kept
looking at it like,
you get destroyed by Shevchenko.
And I think Shevchenko, who is a naturally bigger girl anyway, and by the way, on Friday, I thought Shevchenko would beat her on Friday, to be fair.
Yeah.
But this morning made me realize
it confirmed
there's a big gap.
Yeah.
There's a big gap. So I think you're right. I think she should just chill there and just develop. She's still new in the division, you know? She's still new in the company.
But she's so ferocious there. Yeah, I can't see anyone causing her a problem. She's so ferocious. The only person who can cause her a problem was the person who she took out in the first round.
Yeah.
That's the only person I think I can cause her a problem. And that's who she took out in the first round. So we're really pissing against the wind here with her. Do you know what I mean? She's stuck in a conundrum.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's so close. They need to run it back. That's what happened. I think it was so close.
They will.
They need to run it back.
All they will, get round again. That's all.
They will, but this time I feel Zhang will win it.
Do you think Zhang will win it more convincingly?
She probably will.
Yeah. I think this time she'll win it more convincingly. Because I'm only saying that based on what Dana said in a press conference, saying Zhang said she was complaining that her eye was shut from the first round. Right? One eye. So she was virtually fighting with one eye for the first round. I am basing it on that. So basically she was fighting like this the whole time. And if you bring that back in the next fight, I think she would try and finish Joanna this time. I think she was kind of, if you watch, she was kind of scared going forward. It was kind of weird. She went forward, but she was really, I don't know, holding back a bit. It wasn't the normal Zhang we knew. Maybe Joanna was making her look that bad. But
this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't really care about how it goes the next time round. All I care about is I hope
put respect on
everybody's respect.
Yeah.
If the run, she just thinks she's just gonna get in there and get sparked out in the first round. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, she deserves respect. She's been in that. Dana said in his press conference, she built that division, right? And she's not just turned rubbish overnight. She had 3 fights on three losses with some elite fighters. So one of them Shevchenko, and two of them were Rose. Like it's crazy to me to just think Joanna is just probably all right. Her attitude might stink sometimes, but some of the biggest stars in the UFC, that's how they sell their fight. Think attitude. One of them.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that her attitude stinks. I think it's you've got to get into that person's head. Do you know what I mean? Conor does it, and after he respects him straight away.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Win, lose or draw. Yeah, so I don't think
you see what she's been like every time she loses a fight. She don't go on she don't go on with like bad attitude or anything. She just accepts the defeat and keeps pushing. So
she did with Rose, to be honest.
But she did it with Shevchenko.
She did it with Shevchenko. I'll give you that. Shevchenko and Zhang, she was humble enough. But with Rose, in both defeats, I didn't like the way she carried herself at all. I think you're right. I think there's an element of showmanship. There's an element of selling a fight, being a character,
I don't think that's the one.
Being remembered. I think all of those things are important. So I don't necessarily have so much issue with the whole boogie woman. No. Let me get right in your face.
But the boogie woman got beat by the gangster ghost.
They go. And I think, you know what? Her character helped Rose's character. Because in the face of that, I have never seen someone just so nonplussed by what was happening in front of her. Yeah. Just was doing the Lord's Prayer.
Ghost.
Power to her. Power to that.
Shout out to our boy Sai. He just said in the chat room, would love to see Weili versus Shevchenko. Think people will be shocked. Weili done more damage to JJ than Shevchenko did to JJ. Okay. And he's got a point there. You know, he's got a point there. But what I'm going to say to that is Shevchenko, she's just almost caught above the rest. And probably the only person that I think them two can really hang is Nunes and Shevchenko if it were to happen.
Can I answer him back? Can I answer him back quickly? Can I send him a quick?
Go on, yeah. Do your thing.
Okay, tell him as well that the same way, Joanna never touched Shevchenko as much as she touched Weili.
Yes.
Agreed. That's another good point.
Agreed. It was a much more competitive fight.
And that was for you, side. That was for you.
I mean, anyone who saw my preview on Friday will know I was legitimately surprised. I did not expect Weili Zhang to get touched as much as she did, and rocked as much. Because let's face it,
I mean, the way Joanna was putting her foot in Zhang's mouth, I was like, God damn.
Round two, I was wondering what her trainer was doing. He literally just picked her up and dragged her. And I thought to myself, if you're trying to get a decision, you're going the wrong way about it. Because then judges
are the wrong way about
it. Yeah. The judges are thinking, what's going on here? Are you that bad? Because we'll call it now. So, yeah, I thought she was fortunate, I'll be honest. I gave it to Joanna. Yes, I know Joanna's face looked, I couldn't even look at it after a while. It looked hurt. But like you said, I think that's a testament to Zhang and how tough she is because she looks.
She definitely
halfway through
to me. She earned my respect. I'm a big fan now. You know what I mean?
To me, and that was my issue with you on Friday. I think you severely underestimated Zhang.
No, so I kept saying I'm not underestimating Zhang. I just didn't like the disrespect towards Joanna. I emphasized that so many times. I just didn't like the fact that people were saying, you know, she was going to get knocked out in the first round. It's not like I didn't think Zhang could do what she did. I just thought thinking it was going to be an easy night for her with Joanna in there. You know what I mean? As everybody saw, it wasn't an easy night for Zhang.
Okay. All right.
I swear to God, if any of them haymakers, caught Joanna,
could have. If any of them haymakers,
she missed a lot of haymakers. She missed a lot of haymakers. Yes. She missed a lot of haymakers.
Yes. All right. So just before we wrap this part of the review up, what do you think is next for both? What would you like, and what do you think Dana will actually do for both girls?
Well, you go first with.
Okay, what I would like would be a rematch. What I would like would be a rematch. What I hope the UFC would give us would be a rematch, because that's how it sounded like they were talking towards. And if you actually look at the divisions, there ain't nobody else. Rose is gonna fight Andrade again. So there's still time. Do you know what I mean? You can still book this in right around, because Rose is fighting Andrade in the summertime, ain't she?
I believe so. I think it's either May or June.
Yeah, around June.
I
think it's. I'll go. I will hang my hat and go on June, possibly June. So you could see Joanna, Zhang July maybe. International Fight Week maybe. International Fight Week. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can see that happening, and yeah, that's. But like Dana said, he's got to see if they're healthy first before he makes any decision he's trying to make, and who's more healthier to see what decisions he can make. So I hope, with the way they were talking, it sounded like they might be hanging towards a rematch, but it's the UFC. You know what they're like. They can give flipping, they can pull flipping Kat Zingano out of somewhere and give her a flipping. Do you know what I mean? It's the UFC. We never know what they're going to do next.
Okay. And Ola, what would you like to see next?
I actually think they're gonna wait for the winner of Rose and Rose and Andrade.
By the way, Rose and Andrade is the co-main of Khabib Ferguson.
Yeah, so because that's happening soon,
is it?
then
That's
it's the co-main of Khabib and Ferguson. Yeah. So they're gonna wait for the winner of that, and then that winner goes with Zhang, and then whoever wins that can then run it back with Joanna. Because Joanna would have danced with
all of them. Yeah.
Before, Namajunas before, and Zhang. So either way, it makes for a great part 2 or trilogy, whichever way you want to look at it. But Joanna will have to wait just that little bit longer to get back in for a title shot.
For a fight like that, to have a fight that close, close, it's not a like, Zhang didn't blitz her. It was very close.
I still think they'll make Joanna wait. Because the amount of title fights that she's had now will come into consideration when the matchmakers are thinking about it.
Let me put it this way. What would you think would have happened if Usman and Colby would have ended the 5th round? Whichever way it would have went, they would have called for a rematch. You know that, right?
Yeah, they probably would have, but it doesn't mean they wouldn't chop one of Masvidal or say if Nate won that they won't try and make a money fight from there. Because I heard Dana White saying, "Listen, I want to make Zhang big. She's my next big thing. I want to take her to New York, Madison Square Garden." This is what Dana's thinking. Dana's already projecting money. He's already looking ahead, right? So for me, I think he's thinking whatever the situation is, Zhang will probably still be the mainstay and still be the champion. He sees a very, very bright future for her, and I agree with it. You know, I think she's the future.
I don't. I'm sorry. I could the future of
the future of MMA. Don't mean that.
No. Future of MMA, great. No, but I can't see her being a superstar. Yeah, but I can't see her being a superstar.
Okay. Why? Because she can't speak English.
Yeah,
she's learning English.
She's learning.
Yeah, I know she's learning.
Really big English when she first came about.
Yeah, but she's Amanda ain't big. Amanda still is not.
No, I'm saying
Ronda big. She's still not that star.
Of course not. Shevchenko. Can Shevchenko speak proper English?
Yeah, she's quite fluent.
Yeah, but she's not.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Even Khabib is not
making movies sort of speaking English, but she made movies with Halle Berry.
But I get what
This
you're saying,
one,
but
they've got the English to make movies, but she still made movie with Halle Berry. So for me, if you're learning English and you're making the effort to learn it, I think she can get there.
yeah, but superstars are household names. They're names where even someone who doesn't follow the sport, you mention the name, they know it. My house, you mentioned Conor McGregor, everybody knows who Conor McGregor is. But without you mentioned who what's it?
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on your kind of definition of superstar. So if your definition of superstar is a Conor McGregor, then there's
from
an
what
argument.
Dana was saying.
Yeah.
From what Dana was saying, he said we were trying to go to Conor McGregor. The what's the girl's name again? I just said her name. I forgot now. It's a champion.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, right? Yeah. You see the names he mentioned. He only mentioned 2 names.
Yeah.
He didn't mention any more.
Have you ever made superstars?
Yeah, but I know. But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is,
he wants to do it. So I'm going to kick back and watch Dana do it.
He's only had 2. No, actually, he's only had 3 though. He's only had 3. Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, and what's her name?
And how is Silva's English?
Yeah, but it was different with Silva. Yeah, Silva
different now.
No, it was in that time. It was different with Silva. In that time, it was different with Silva. Conor McGregor has changed. He's changed the dynamics of what superstar is right now. Even Ronda will suffer now in being a superstar compared to Conor. Now, look at the UFC. Everyone's talking like Conor now. I'll do this to you. I'll put your head on the platter.
Suits and stuff. Yeah.
Everybody is becoming Conor. Do you get understand? It's changed. The dynamics have changed now. But before a superstar was, say, Anderson Silva, the mystique about him, the whole.
I believe Zhang could be the next breakout star in the UFC. It's just what I believe. It could be different to yours. It's just my belief.
My belief. And I guess I'll answer my overall question before just because I'm conscious of the time, so I'll just want to kind of move through this. Is for me, I first of all, I would love to see the rematch. I could understand the sense of waiting, allowing them both to heal, both giving them side fights in the meantime, hyping it, building it, and then working their way back to each other, as Ola said. I think that in a way makes a lot more sense. From my perspective, do I think Zhang can be the superstar? Why not? I think people forget that the world doesn't just exist in the Western side. China, Japan is a huge part of the world.
Huge market. Yeah.
And I think if you say to yourself, A, she's learning English, which I think, and not only is she learning English, she speaks English better than a lot of people I know. And so she's doing really well and making quick progress.
Is it charisma though?
I actually think people like
charisma too.
People like her. I'm drawn to her, and I don't really know why.
People like her because she's polite. People like her, but she's not. Do you know what I mean? That shut up, she said, okay, that was funny, but she won't have many I don't think there will be many more of that. But I don't think there'll be many Khabib moments.
Loud in order to be a superstar. I think the silent assassin thing sometimes works. You know that kind of that.
I think it used to.
It works.
I know. I think it used to. I think Conor's changed that now. Conor's changed that dynamic now.
I think it depends because I don't think everyone. When you look at someone like Colby, who's so blatantly trying to be Conor, right? And then I think you look at someone like Zhang, who's just a nice, respectful girl who is an absolute animal as soon as she steps in that octagon. I think people like that contrast because you know what people like more than anything? Genuine. If it's genuinely you, people buy into it. And I think
that's true.
I think people like the fact that, you know, Zhang is just this killer. But she seems so sweet and respectful in interviews and stuff. But then you see her train and you just think, shit, I would fuck with her. And I think that can sell marketed right. It's a different route, but it is a route that I think if Dana's smart, could absolutely do it.
He would take it.
And I think Boots is correct. Before Conor, there was a Floyd. Floyd laid the blueprint for that. And there is a very, very good theory of being so hated that people buy to see people pay to kick your ass. And if you're Floyd, luckily for you, that would never happen. So yeah, I think both routes can work. Is essentially what I'm saying. But let's touch on the main event before we got a kick out of here. Israel versus Yoel Romero. They are saying is the worst in the same night we got one of the best MMA fights. Conceivably, we also got one of the worst MMA fights ever. Let's get your take on this, Will, before I come to Ola. What was your feeling about that fight when you watched it?
For the purist, right? For the purist, it would have been really nice to see that what they were seeing, or even some purists would say there could have been a little bit more action. My problem was Adesanya's mouth.
I'm totally with you because I know what you're about to say.
I'm going to do this. I am the first one who's going to knock him out. I am the first who's going to do this. I am the first who's going to do this. And I understand he's a champion and the challenger has to take the belt from him.
Yes.
But when you make such bold statements.
Yes. It would be completely different if Yo had worked his way to that #1 spot and then Adesanya fought that fight. I would be defending him to the hill. I'd be like, you know what? You know, in a similar way that Woodley fought Thompson in his fights. I had no issue. No issue. I'm the champ. I don't give a damn about entertaining. I'm trying to keep this thing. And I'm trying
to the boy's dangerous.
Yeah, and do as best as I can to get out of there with the belt. The issue and the reason I understand the anger is because, bruh, you called him out like you were about this life. And you were about to show people, oh, okay, I'm going to clean this clog and show how easy it is. And it never happened. And that was where I was truly, I won't say disappointed, but I was looking at it thinking, oh, I did have my first watching that Adesanya fight. Do I think that he's going to fight like this now moving forward? No, I don't. I do think the Costa fight, for example, will be a lot more exciting because they genuinely hate each other. But at the same time, for me, I think that was the issue. It was the fact that Adesanya was the one that called that fight. He called that fight to then perform like that. Of course, people are going to be angry. People are going to be like, well, what the fuck? What's that? So, I don't know. Sorry, I cut you off. Continue.
No. I got one last thing to say. Yeah. Just please keep him away from John Jones.
Yeah.
Please, I know John Jones didn't look the same John Jones against the last two guys he's fought. But please keep Adesanya away from John Jones. Please.
But I thought Jones would destroy Adesanya anyway. But I think after yesterday, people are like, no. You get broken by John Jones.
Because Jones will walk through the punches, you know what I mean? He'll walk through the punches.
Yeah.
And once your footwork, if he's just walking at you, the pressure alone will just get to you. Because we all know now Jones don't care about you hitting him. Come on, look at Reyes. Reyes hit him so many times.
Yeah.
And Reyes is much more dangerous than Adesanya is. In my
Jones has a chin. I'll give him that. He has an excellent chin.
That's the only reason I'm saying keep him away from Jones. That's the only reason. Because if Jones' chin, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Ola, you've remained very quiet, ominously quiet. So I am wondering.
I want to hear this defense. Go on.
Because also, you didn't really say a lot in our group chat at the time. So I genuinely want to know, what was your thoughts during that fight?
I know it's
so one, like Will said earlier on, easy called out Romero. That's fine. He said all these things that he was going to do. But to be able to get those things put into action, the opponent has got to be willing to at least engage in the fight, right? That's how you get your reads. That's how you get your range. That's how you get your counter strikes. Hold on, don't. I let you talk. I let you talk. Don't start nodding your head. Yeah. So
I love
to,
this.
to allow the opponent to do to get the read on it, he's got to be able to engage. Now Romero's coming there, stood like that, and hoping for one punch overhand right knockout. Like that's all you come there. Yeah, we know you've got that, but what else have you got? What else are you bringing? Right? I was shocked because I thought it was going to come with the wrestling thing. I thought it was really, really going to bring the wrestling into the thing. Takedown attempt after takedown attempt until Israel was tired of defending it. Because he's the elite wrestler. But he didn't even try none of that. He's just there waiting. What, like, hold on. Israel ain't got to come to you and hand you his belt. You gotta come and collect it. And I'm hearing this same talk about keep Israel away from Jones. Well, when Dominic Reyes dealt with Jones, I'm hearing the same people saying keep Jones away from Francis Ngannou. So, like, it goes round in circle. You say Jones can't hang with the heavyweights. Now
Chig,
we
you're
now
finding
say
this funny, aren't you?
with the light
Chig,
heavies.
you're finding this funny, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
I just like how annoyed he is. He looks so annoyed.
Let's put things in perspective, yeah? Let's put things in perspective. Easy did what he had to do. Like you said, if you're the champion, we've seen fights like this before, where you're the champion and you're fighting someone dangerous. And you know if you make one false move, you're getting smoked. So you try to play it as safe as you can to get the hell out of there. The only thing that went against Easy, I'll give you that, like I said, is I want to be the first person to knock him out properly. I want to be the first person to do this, and I want to be the first person to do that. All right, he didn't get to do none of that. But one thing he does have is now Romero on his resume, and he beat him.
Okay.
We'll move on. Because to me, he did more damage than Romero did to him.
Can I say one thing before we get to the Chig?
Do we agree on that?
What did you last say?
He did more damage to Romero than Romero did to him.
Let me get to my point.
Yes or no? This is a yes or no question, isn't it?
Let me get to my point, then you can take the yes or no, because I know what you're trying to do.
I'll tell you what. For some reason, Ola, I don't know what Will does that makes you always talk to him like you're annoyed. Like I find it fascinating. Like, geez, tell me what I want to know, innit?
Okay. See, my thing is, when he said all of them things, I know Romero is a challenger, but when he's out, how the fight was built up, yeah, it made it seem like Romero was a champion. Does that make any sense? Everybody made it seem like, ooh, Adesanya's gonna fight this dangerous guy. Adesanya's gonna fight a champ. Adesanya's gonna fight. Like, it felt like Romero became the champion with what everyone was saying. Oh, he's dangerous. Nobody calls him out. So yeah, it put the onus into Adesanya. I'm gonna do to him what no one's done. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. It made Romero become the champion in then that particular fight by saying, look, nobody's done this to him before. And who does nobody do anything to? The champion. Nobody does anything to a champion. Nobody's done this to him before. I'm gonna be the first to do this to him. He rearranged, yeah, the format of the fight. So that's where, when you say about he did what he had to do, and that's where it takes it out. His mouth changed the whole course of the fight. That's how I see it. That's my problem with the whole fight.
His mouth has a habit of getting him to trouble. It does.
He said it himself. He said it himself. Yeah, he said it himself. Sometimes I talk too quickly, I respond to, and then I realize what I've said afterwards and say, oh shit, maybe I spoke too quickly or this, that, and the third. So that's what I'm saying. He put himself in this position. We didn't. He did. Yeah. If he didn't say anything, if they made him fight Romero, and he goes, okay, I'll fight Romero, and he did what he did, we'll all be like, well, he had to. Come on, who wants to fight Romero? Who wants to fight Romero? Do you get what I'm saying? But to say what you say and then do what you did.
I agree.
What did I say? What did I say on Friday? On Friday night, I did mention this, and I'm going to say this really, really quickly. Romero, if you go play his game, even if you win, you leave a big chunk of yourself in the octagon. Easy nearly paid for it in the first round.
True,
when
he
got
made one mistake and nearly paid for it.
in there.
Yeah.
Huh? Easy nearly paid this for him just being, because like I said, his whole strategy is to bore you in there for you to want to try and do something, please the crowd, because the crowd's getting on your back, and then it explodes on you and knocks you the fuck out.
So if Izzy knew this, why did he say, I'm going to be the first to knock him out?
Well, people say things.
You say it like Izzy knew this, Izzy knew that, Izzy knew this, Izzy knew that. Okay, so if he knew all of this, why did he say, I am going to knock him out? And everybody said,
Wilder said a lot of things before he got into the ring with Fury, and then the blame is.
You see, let me tell you why that's different, Ola.
I like your defense, Ola. I like your defense. I like your defense. You're the best listener ever.
To me, it's different in the sense that it is one thing if you are genuinely putting effort to knock someone out and they haven't been knocked out, and then, it goes into a decision. That fight wasn't even a Wilder effort. Wilder put more effort.
No. Exactly.
Wilder put more effort trying to knock Fury out than Adesanya did trying to knock Romero out. Can we agree on that?
Yes, I agree.
So I think for as much ridicule as Wilder has, I think you just have to be real and say that. And listen, for me, I think Izzy beats Costa. I still think he'll be the champion, but I understand the criticism in this case purely because of the circumstances of the fight, of the way the fight came about, and then the way the fight played out. So I genuinely can understand what Will is saying. I think from my perspective, I think with Izzy, what I'd like to see him do going forward is, I think he's going to almost have to embrace this bad boy persona of his. His mouth has a habit of writing checks he can't. Sorry, has a habit of.
He's been cashing them so far. He's been cashing them so far.
Yo, he didn't cash the last one. He didn't cash the last one.
That's why I stopped myself. I did stop myself. I said he has a habit of letting his mouth run away and then finding himself having to backtrack in situations like this. I do think he will be booed more than he's cheered. I think he just needs to embrace that.
And shout out to Sai in the comments. He said every fighter said they're going to knock their opponent out is part of the pre-fight hype. It's just what you say. James V.
No.
He said if you don't engage it, how he's going to engage you. You remember that press conference? Yeah? I'm
conscious that you need to go, so I don't. I'm conscious you need to go, so I don't necessarily want to get too long and then swear back and forth on this. I'm not criticizing for not knocking out Romero. That's not what I'm criticizing for. I'm criticizing him for the way that fight played out. Don't get me wrong. I also criticize Yoel. It takes two to tango at the end of the day. I didn't see him put a lot of effort in.
Yoel didn't say he was going to knock anyone out. Yoel did not say, he just said, I'm going to come in. And
Yoel didn't say nothing. All he said was, I'll see you, boy. That's all he said. I love you, boy.
Exactly.
I see you, boy. I love you, boy. I see you, boy. I love you, boy. I see you, boy. That's all he said. The other man said,
I see you, boy.
The same way Tony is happy to sell the fight right now. Look, at the end of the day, one man can speak good English, the other guy can't. So one of them has to sell the fight, right? But when both of them can really do it, like a Nate and a Conor, then we get a proper presser. And then what happens after that? Aldo said he was going to do something to Conor. Look what happened. People say things in press conferences.
Bro, that fight and the fight we just witnessed are not the same thing.
I really don't get all of your. I don't get.
It's not. I'm not criticizing him for not knocking out Romero. That's not what I'm saying. But bruh, when you go into that fight after talking the talk, and all right, an element of it is selling. I hear you. But he didn't have to take that fight.
Exactly.
He didn't have to take that fight. This
Exactly.
at the very start of this.
It would Romero.
It would be
We make
completely
it
different.
worse for Romero. Romero had no business even being in there. You got an opportunity. You meant to grab it with both hands.
Hold on. I said to you at the very start of this, it'd be different if Romero had worked his way to that position, and then at the signing of thought that yesterday's fight, you would not see me criticizing. You wouldn't, even if he had said everything, even if he had said he was going to knock him out, fought yesterday's fight, you would not see me criticizing. There's a crucial bit that I have a problem with, is that he didn't need to take that fight, but he wanted to make, presumably, a statement. He made a statement, all right?
He said it.
That weren't the statement he should have made.
I picked the guy nobody wanted to pick to fight. I picked the guy no one wants to fight. He said it himself.
That's the issue I have an issue. I have no problem with the fact that if you genuinely talk that talk and then genuinely and it's a number one contender and you find during the fight the best way, like for me, you will never see me really criticize Floyd Mayweather in the ring. Other than that Ortiz thing that he did, you would never ever see me criticize him because to me, he fought the way he thought he should fight. And guess what? He won every single one of those 50 fights fighting that way. So you'll never see me criticize him. Mind you, Floyd was also one for saying he will knock you out. Well, everyone knows Floyd don't have power like that. He just had to go through the fight. That's not what I'm criticizing. What I'm criticizing is if you're cherry picking someone, saying you're going to make a statement because everybody's scared of him, I'm expecting you to dazzle. And not only did he not dazzle, he simmered and floated away yesterday. And almost lost.
Yeah. Also, I've got one thing to say to that on top of what you're saying, Chig. We know in boxing, when a champion picks an opponent, not the number one contender, when he cherry picks an opponent, he has the components. He knows he's going to beat him. That's why he picks him. Right? That's why he would pick him. This guy picked him, and everyone was saying, maybe he sees something that he can knock him out. Maybe he sees something that we don't see. Maybe they've worked on a game plan. Maybe their game plan was the point score. What? And you come out saying, I'm going to knock the guy out. And the plan, as we saw, was the point score. It wasn't to knock him out. He wasn't going for a knockout. You can say how many times he hit Romero, more than Romero hit him, but he wasn't going for a knockout. He was just point scoring. And that's the problem I have.
With Romero's stance like that? How do you go for a knockout with Romero's stance like that? And you know how much of a fucking bulla of a China shop Romero can be. How do you go for a knockout without leaving yourself open?
Dude,
with Romero's 98% defense, just waiting. How do you do that? Come on, you can't go for a knockout overextend, leave yourself open for someone like Romero that can tell you like that. Just like that.
Ask those who picked the fight.
We don't know. We know how Romero fights, bro. He didn't do anything yesterday that I was surprised by. What was I surprised?
What are you talking about?
You know what I was surprised by? How less of a thing, how less of a fight it actually came with. Because that Romero was not the same Romero I saw in the Paulo Costa fight.
That was 3 rounds.
Different opponents, bro. They're completely different opponents.
3 rounds. And Paulo Costa went for it.
Romero is not the same Romero that I saw against Robert Whittaker for 10 rounds. He came to fight.
Whittaker went for him. Yeah, Whittaker went for him. Yeah, but no. Whittaker went for him. Yeah, Whittaker went for him. Paulo Costa went for him.
Do you know?
I decided to step back.
The truth of the matter is, if you put two counter striking, counter punching people in the ring or an octagon, you will always get a fight.
This is what you get. This is what you get.
Always get a fight like that.
This is what you get.
And that's why I think Costa would be much more suited to him, because Costa's a front foot fighter, so he can just pick Costa off, and I think that fight will suit him a lot better. Whereas Romero is I think we can all agree he's a counter puncher. Izzy is a counter puncher. That's what he does. So if you've got two fighters waiting for the lead from the other one, that's what you're gonna get. That's exactly. That's why the Francis and Derek Lewis fight surprised me so much, because Lewis is a front forward puncher, and Francis is a counter puncher. That should have been a perfect combination, and for whatever reason, it did not mesh. But typically, two counter punches don't work. Not all the time.
Ghana was scared.
But typically.
All right. Still, I take it back to his mouth. I'm only gonna say this.
We all agree on his mouth. We all agree on his mouth. I already said we all agree on it.
On your point. I'm gonna elaborate on your point. We all agree on his mouth. No, but Ola, I'm gonna elaborate on your point. Your point, you said, Whittaker did this, and he brought more fight to Whittaker and brought more fight to Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa and Whittaker approached him. They made him fight that fight. Do you get what I'm saying? They made him do. They brought the beast out of him. This guy didn't even tickle. He didn't even tickle the pussycat. He didn't even tickle the pussycat. And you're telling me, and he was saying, you see what these guys did? I'm gonna do worse than what these guys did.
Cats in it. It might not just be. It might not be in the mood to tickle no pussycat. I'm just saying, it's cat just died.
This boy, as soon as Jin gets into him, that's when the one line starts. That's when the one flipping that. All right. So as we start to wrap it up, this is Ola's deadline I'm trying to get to, right? So as we start to wrap it up, what do you think is next for both guys? What would you like to see happen for both guys? Very, very quickly.
Both of them could fight tomorrow. Next Saturday's card, if they really wanted to, because they didn't do shit in this fucking fight.
What, they're gonna let it? Huh?
Both of them could literally fight on Saturday if they really wanted to do it. So I don't know. I think Paulo Costa is next for Adesanya as soon as he's right. So they're just gonna make him wait. Just wait for Costa. I don't know who's gonna call out Romero. Nobody's called him out yet. He seems to be the only one to have done it. It didn't end well. It's a shit show. So we'll see who gets matched up with Romero. Maybe Darren Till. Who knows? He needs a fight. So Darren Till might be a good welcome fight for him into the middleweight division. So we'll see. I don't want to, before anybody says I want someone to kill Till, I don't want Till dead. before anybody says, oh, you just want someone to murder Till. No, I like Till, buddy. You know what I mean? But,
right.
All right. And Will, what would you like to see for both guys?
Is Paulo Costa ready yet? That's the main thing.
If
he's ready,
an assessment for Costa.
If he's not, then do Darren Till. If he's not, then do that. I don't want to see Romero next to a title shot. As much as I've given Israel a lot of stick tonight, you should also be able to take the belt from the champion. And also knowing you're 42 years old, you've already had 2 chances or maybe 3 chances at it, and thrown them all away.
The guy who runs the company.
He's at 4. He had to look rocked the way he didn't make weight.
That's why I said. That's why I said maybe. That's why I said maybe 3. Well, now 4. So, but I'm talking going into the fight. You should show something more than what you showed. So for me, that automatically rules him out of any title fight in any division. For me, that Dana should just level that to him and say, look, you're gonna be our new gatekeeper. You're gonna be the tester guy. You know, test the young ones who are coming in who feel like they think they can do something. You're going to show them that this is a dark territory. It's a dark division. Do you know what I mean? I think he should just accept being a gatekeeper now, because he had his chance and he messed it up big time. That's what
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'd go a step further. I think Romero should retire. He should retire.
He says he's
Look, he's
looking
made
at
a lot of money, especially from
Hopkins.
suing that
He's looking at
supplement.
Hopkins.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money from that supplement place. What
I
does
know
he
he's
need to-
inspired by Hopkins though.
But here's the thing. What's the point? Like genuinely, what is the point? What is the point? Genuinely, if you know you're not going to be champion ever, because Hopkins was still trying to be champ. So if you're not going to be champion ever, what is the point? You might as well just ride off into the sunset. You've got money from this supplement thing. Just go. See ya. I'm out of it. And that's that. Or go to Pride or somewhere like that. Not Pride, sorry. One or somewhere like that. Finish your contract with UFC and then bounce. That's personally that's what I'd like to see from Romero.
No. Bellator.
Or Bellator, somewhere like that. You know what? Somewhere where there's a little bit loose with the drug testing for him, you know. And then I'd like to see him just go there.
Romero's got drugs and it looks like that. Imagine him with fucking juice to the game.
Right. And then in terms of Israel, I think the people are against him now until his next fight. And I think if he can really concentrate on this Costa task and knock him out, I think the people will be back with him again. And if they're not,
Jones lost hands before, and back. Connor's lost hands, got him back. I mean, fighters lose fans and they get him back.
Yeah.
TJ Dillashaw, I'm sure he lost a lot of fans through this whole fucking EPO business. I'm a big fan of TJ Dillashaw, and for what he done, you know what I mean, he's gonna have to grovel and do a lot to fucking win me back. So and, he's due to be back anytime soon. And I can't wait to see him back in the octagon. But he has to do a lot of work and he has to stay clean to try and win me back. But yeah.
Is this your boy TJ you're on about? You've lost TJ's lost you as a fan. Are you serious?
Well, I just said he has to do a lot to win me back. Fighters lose fans and win them back.
That's your boy. That's your boy though.
That's my boy. But EPO is not something I tolerate in the fight game. So it's just not. Whether you're my boy or not, if you get caught doing EPO, he didn't even get caught. The guy came out and confessed. Like, I ain't never seen that one before. Mr. My confessions.
Well, EPO, you can't deny it. You can't deny EPO. EPO is pretty obvious. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna wrap things up. Thank you so much to everybody that has come in and watched in the chat room. Chat room's been active while we've been discussing this. So thank you to everybody in the chat room. Please, before you get off this, just click on that like for me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is what me, Ola, and I'm going to involve Will a lot more going forward on these boxing and UFC events. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Will, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate that, my bro. I know this was late.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
And also, let the people know what your Twitter link is, because I forgot to say that on Friday.
It's Ill Will Esco.
Yeah,
that's it. At Ill Will Esco, and that's it.
It's not William. It's not Will.i.am. It's Ill Will.
It's Ill Will.
Will's link, I'll put it in the description literally straight after we've gone live. I forgot to do it before the show. Ola, a pleasure as always. Let the people know about you.
Love the card. Fantastic night. The prelims were mad. Some big knockouts. Honorable mention for Neil Magny. I thought Bolo Young was going to do something. Bolo didn't really get to do nothing. So shout out to Neil Magny.
My prediction.
Yeah, that was Will's pick, that one. Yep.
Yeah.
So go on, let the people know where to find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Black Scorpion Free, and you can also find us on our joint handle on Twitter at Olachi. Go on there, add us, we'll converse with you, we'll engage with you, anything combat sport. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, so that, guys, you'll probably be able to see that on Ola's name tag, or at Ola Chig is our joint Twitter account. You can follow me. I'm not so fussed about Twitter, but my Twitter link is in the description below, at Colossal Chig. My Insta, though, is what I'm trying to build. So my Insta is Guna Eagle Eye. Everybody who should know me by now knows me on my football platform. About to do a show on my Guna Eagle Eye account very, very shortly. But yes, do follow me on Insta if you haven't already. Me and Ola, at the very least, will be back next week to cover. I think there's a card next week, so we'll cover that card. And until then, take care.
Can I say one thing before we go?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for what we done to Arsenal, right? I'm sorry we beat Manchester City because I'm sorry for what they're about to do.
Here we go.
To you.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Nobody wants that. We don't know more now. After everybody knows, got everybody in here in the chat room, the Arsenal fans, and they were saying, now nobody wants you back.
I'm sorry, lads. I'm sorry, guys.
Here we go.
All you did was soften up Man City for us, man. That's all you did.
All right.
That was on camera.
We are out of here, guys. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace.
Salute.
Peace.